Welcome to Just Minding My Business Media, LLC. Broaden the scope of exposure for your business by going beyond the interview. Learn more at www.jmmbmediallc.com or email us at jmmbradio@gmail.com. Keep working even when no one is watching. Alex Morgan. Chris McShanag, President and Chief Operating Officer of BizVA, is a transformational leader who brings extensive experience in delivering successful business solutions through innovative and scalable solutions. BizVA delivers remote assistants who are well-educated, dedicated, and charismatic employees that integrate well into a full array of businesses. Chris has successfully led many organizations from startups to success in various industries, including healthcare, mining, utilities, and consulting. Clients of BizVA know that while they are receiving virtual remote assistance at a fraction of the cost of a full-time in-house employee, they are still receiving top quality team members with a strong work ethic and focused productivity. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity today.
Glad to have you with us. My co-host is not well today, so it's just me.
I'm sorry, Ruth.
No problem. So I want to start off by asking how you became interested or began in this industry.
Well, really, it became a passion of mine. Originally, I was in, as you mentioned, the mining and utility sector. And healthcare became a passion when I got involved on the board of Ronald McDonald House Charities and really saw the need and the opportunity to take care of those that are less fortunate, and also to help our healthcare system. And so I started a company a number of years ago, grew that and sold it, and then really realized through the pandemic that staffing is a huge issue in our healthcare space, particularly to find strong staff. And then really similarly on the business side, really grew that opportunity because staffing is so critical to find the right people that are prepared to work with the right mentality.
Excellent. And that is so true. And I know with the pandemic, there were many people who changed jobs, lost jobs. And so companies were left at a standstill as far as hiring. It became very difficult. So you're talking about virtual staffing.
Correct.
What is the importance of that in this current economic situation that we're in?
Well, I think it's important, really, given all economic situations. But one of the things that I think differentiates us and has become a huge opportunity is through the pandemic, we've realized that there's a lot of work that can be handled remotely more effectively from a cost perspective as well as from a time perspective. And so remote staffing, we leverage out of the Philippines as well as out of Latin America. It really allows our clients to take advantage of the labor arbitrage while still being able to achieve amazing customer service and support for their administrative back office. If you think about anything that doesn't require a in-person connection, we can definitely be handling it virtually through remote staffing.
Okay. So with this really burgeoning virtual staffing that's happening with us, how is that going to affect business growth and the strategies that they use to grow?
I think it's very advantageous to business growth and strategies because what it does is it opens up the whole world as your staffing pool. And so not only are you limited in your neighborhood or in your town or in your state or even in your country, you're able to access the best and the brightest across the globe to perform the work that you need. And in point really helps you accelerate your growth because now you're not limited by any type of borders. You can get access to some of the smartest brains in the world, as well as being able to offload a lot of those administrative tasks to allow you as an entrepreneur to really focus on what's most important, which is adding value and growing your business.
Okay. Well, tell me a little bit more, or my listening audience rather, a little bit more about yourself and your background. I know you alluded to it at the beginning, but as you grew into this type of business, what is the thing that motivated you to do this and to make almost a dedication to doing this type of work, building this kind of business?
I know it's a fantastic question. Thank you, Ruth. So a little bit of my history, originally from Australia. I came over to the United States in 2000 as an opportunity as an expat from IBM, and just saw the amazing opportunity that was here in the US to be able to grow and entrepreneurially build a business. And so I was able to successfully do that, but I always would struggle with how can I find the right folks, and also how can I surround myself with the right people that can take care of the tasks that are needed and allow me the time to invest in growing and leading and mentoring the leaders within my business. And so what really drew me to this is it's a common problem across all businesses. How do I find the right people? How do I retain the right people? And how do I ensure that I don't have to necessarily deal with a lot of the human resources headaches that can be of onboarding and offboarding staffing? And so as I sat back and thought about that, I noticed that there's really a unique opportunity to provide remote staffing through the pandemic, but also the ability for us to provide a managed service to really come and meet that need of being able to solve our clients' staffing problems and provide them a solution that is at low cost, low contractual responsibility, but provides high customer service.
Okay, so now how do you find the right people? And let's start there. How do you find the right people?
So we leverage a number of different avenues, both from a social media as well as in person, to find our folks in the Philippines. There are a number of expos and things that we're involved in, as well as outreach through the social media channels to find and attract the best and the brightest, similarly in Latin America. And so what we've been able to do to differentiate ourselves in the market is we're providing medical and retirement benefits to our team members in the Philippines, and then paying really in the top 20% of remuneration for the roles that we're looking to fill. And so that's allowed us to attract the best and the brightest, and providing them the flexibility to work from home. I don't know if you've had a chance to travel to Manila or the Philippines, but the traffic is very horrendous. And so by providing this service, we're allowing our team members to work from home, be engaged with their family, not have to be stuck in traffic for multiple hours at a time, and then be able to leverage the skills and the capabilities that they have. And so, and be able to work with some of the best companies in the world. As well as similarly in Latin America, we've been able to leverage a lot of networks and referrals, as well as social media platforms, to attract the best and the brightest. And then we have a dedicated process we take our team through. So their recruitment, as I mentioned, then we go through a compliance to ensure compliance and security. We then have what's called MedVA and BizVA University, where we train our virtual assistants on US culture and other cultural elements, as well as skill sets. And then we provide ongoing coaching for our VAs through our VA management system. And we provide what's called account managers or personal relationship managers for our clients to help guide them and support them through the process. So we really take away the heavy lifting. And that's really the focus that we go through as we onboard our VAs to our clients.
This is very interesting, because I think we see so much, at least in this country, there are advertisements, on the net, social media for virtual assistants. And I know some people have been burned because people post themselves as virtual assistants, and yet they don't fully understand what it means to be a virtual assistant. In other words, they're thinking, I have office skills, and that's where it ends. So I'm hearing in what you're saying that you have a full program for your virtual assistants. So they come in not just as a title, but as a professional, which is
correct.
Very.
And we provide the other thing we do is we provide ongoing evergreen training. So as new techniques or new opportunities come out, we continually are improving and training our VAs and providing them coaching. And so for the first 30 days, we provide them weekly coaching. And then for the next 30 days, every other week. And then once a month thereafter, where we're constantly coaching our VAs, as well as reaching out and engaging with our clients. So you're not just given a virtual assistant and we walk away. We're there to hold your hand all the way through the process, as well as provide you ongoing support through your account management.
I think people are going to really like what they're hearing. Do you also have a US-based group of VAs, or are you purely overseas?
At the moment, we're currently all overseas, like I said, in the Philippines and in Latin America. But actually, we're starting to have a number of our clients start to pull us in and say, I would like some nearshore capabilities. That's one of the things we're in the process of developing right now, to really determine how we can meet the needs of our clients locally as well as internationally. And a lot of our clients are actually even pulling us outside of the US to support their businesses around the world.
Awesome. Could you let people know how to reach you if they would like to work with you? And what
Certainly. I mean, our website is BizVA, so it's BIZVA. I would encourage you to go on the website. At the top right hand, there's a button that says book a call that'll allow you to book a call with one of our sales folks, really get to best understand your pain points and needs. Once we have an opportunity to talk to you, then we go to work and we identify the best and the brightest of our virtual assistants to meet your needs, whether it be in the legal space from a paralegal, in the real estate from property management, customer service, or even in the finance side from our bookkeeping and accounting. We're able to really go into the pool, and at any given point in time, we have probably anywhere from 300 to 400 folks that are in our pipeline available for our clients. I mean, currently we have over 2,000 virtual assistants supporting over 500 clients spread across the US. And so we're definitely, our goal is to take the heavy lifting, understand your pain points. And then what we do is we provide you 2 to 3 candidates that meet your needs based on the conversation we had. If all goes well, you have an opportunity to interview them, or if you so desire, we can have them onboarded within a 24 to 48 hours. So you can really be able to hit the ground running.
That is fabulous. And I'm sure that is really important for many of your clients, that last point, being able to get them ready and so that the companies can onboard them within 24 to 48 hours. And
correct. And we have an onboarding portal that we walk our clients through. And so you can see that on our website, as well as we're on all social media handles of Instagram, LinkedIn, and Facebook on BizVA.
okay, I want to step back a moment again into a more of your personal area. I introduced
Certainly.
you as a transformational person and one who knows how to motivate people. So I'm curious. I've heard the different steps that you take, but within that methodology, how do you lead and motivate your teams and companies, especially when you're dealing with people who are in a different culture? How do you bridge the gaps?
That's a fantastic question, because one of the things that's really ingrained and being able to drive our growth is we're adding approximately 100 virtual assistants and 50 clients a month, is leveraging a methodology called the MIND methodology, which stands for most important number and drives decisions. And so what our goal is to always ensure that our VAs understand what's the most important number that we're driving towards. So when it comes to recruitment, it's what's the most important number is the percentage of recruits that actually get hired by our clients. Similarly, on the training side, it's the percentage of trained VAs that get hired by our clients. And then our VA management is the percentage of team members that are kept or retained with our clients, so our client retention rate. And so what we've done is we've put a very established system in place where we clearly define what our most important number is for our VAs. And then we have cascading goals from a KPI perspective that we leverage the team to work with, to drive towards. And we have an incentive-based performance management program in place to help drive that behavior. Okay. And so we're very much focused on customers, the VA and the client experience, and everything really feeds down from that. If we take care of our clients, we take care of our virtual assistants, then ultimately they will take care of the business.
Okay. So this is different. Like I said, we think of VAs differently. And this is a totally different approach for finding a virtual assistant. Now, the other side of that, like you said, you do recruit. So what does it look like for the person who finds out about your business and would like to not only contact you, but apply for a position in your company? How do they do that wherever they happen to be on this planet?
Fantastic. And so it's similar approach. We leverage a lot through our website. So if you're a healthcare professional, you can go to medva.com, medva.com, and apply as a virtual assistant in the healthcare space, or if you're in other industries, you can go to bizva.com, and then you can click on the careers section and be able to apply through those avenues. And that definitely can get you ingrained. Or, please feel free to reach out to me personally on LinkedIn. I'm more than happy to have conversations with potential clients as well as potential folks that are interested in entering the virtual assistant market.
Excellent. So now you're talking, one of the things that I hear, and you were talking about the Philippines and how difficult the traffic is. So this allows people to, wherever they are, to work from home and to have balance out their life and their work sort of thing. But the humane side of it, have you worked with people who have actually come back and said, you know, this was the best choice I've ever made as far as work? Because I'm hearing that it works. That's what we discovered during the pandemic. People found that they had time at home. They had time with their spouses. They had time with their children. And when the pandemic started to ease up, that was a really difficult place for people to go to because they had become used to it. In almost 3 years, they were used to being with family and seeing their children every day, knowing what was going on with their children every day.
Correct.
And so I hear that what BizVA does is really allow people to have that. And I guess my question now is, how do you find that it affects your employees?
It affects our employees immensely. And one of the things we've done is, the team works the US business hours. And so that essentially allows them to work the graveyard shift. And so if you think about it, they're able to work of an evening, be there in the morning to get their children up, get them ready for school while the children are in school. They're able to rest and then be there for when the children come home from school, interact with them for dinner, playtime, help them with their homework, and then the children can go to bed and then they're able to go to work. And so they're not having to compromise 3 to 6 hours in traffic. As well as one of the things we've done to take care of our virtual assistants, they have a health and wellness program. And so being able to provide them opportunities to continue to focus on themselves personally from a health and wellness, as well as the time to spend with their family. And it's really been a game changer for a number of our VAs. And I could share story after story of the things that our VAs been able to do: purchase cars, purchase houses, purchase land, really take their kids to private school because they're able to have that flexibility of working from home, not having to do the commute, and therefore not having to pay for babysitters and daycare. They're able to really be there for their families. And I don't know if you know much about the culture in the Philippines, but it's very much a family-owned culture. And so we've even had some of our virtual assistants that traditionally it's very common in the Philippines for folks to leave the Philippines and go to the US or the UK or Australia to find work to earn more money. They're able to now stay at home, be with their family, have a good income, and be able to continue to provide. So that's really been the huge difference for us, and hence the growth we've seen. I mean, we've grown over 600% in the last 12 months. And so when we continue to grow because we take care of our virtual assistants and we take care of our clients.
I would ask you what winning looks like for you in your business, but you just described it so very well. That is.
Yeah, I think winning for us is really continually and relentlessly improving the VA and client experience. And that's really what winning looks like for us, that we would become the preferred choice for global virtual assistants. And that's really the mission that we and the founders and I are focused on.
Okay, so now you have all of this in place and it's working. Is this in any way a legacy for you? Are you legacy building in any way?
Very much so. And it's interesting you asked me, Ruth, that kind of became very much a reality for me 8 weeks ago, because 8 weeks ago I became a grandparent. And for me, I really looked at my grandson. How can I leave this world in a better place? And what is the legacy I can leave? And it's really allowing those folks that have fantastic ideas and entrepreneurs and businesses that are trying to grow and doing anything I can to limit things that limit them around staffing and remote support, and being able to allow them to not only focus on growing their business, but also have an opportunity to focus on spending some time with their family if we can offload those administrative tasks that they have today.
That's an excellent legacy. Thank you, and congratulations on being a grandpa.
Thank you.
This has been an interesting conversation. Before we end, I want to ask again if you let our audience know how they can reach you.
Certainly, you can reach me personally at chris.mcshanag, that's MCSHANAG @medva.com, or through any social media tag of bizva.com, on LinkedIn at bizva.com, as well as on Instagram, BizVA.
Okay. So one last
That's
question.
BIZVA.
Okay. One last question. In all that you do, what motivates you?
What really motivates me is, as I mentioned earlier, it's about how can I make a difference to contribute in this world to have folks in a better place and allow my clients to build value. It's making this a better world for our future generations. And I'm just so excited on the creative ways that a lot of our clients are leveraging their virtual assistants. I have one client, for example, that just I was talking to earlier today. He leverages these virtual assistants through outbound calls, but then he also leverages remote capabilities to send them items. And so, for example, donuts or whatever for meetings. And so just seeing how entrepreneurs are embracing this virtual world, if you think about it, out of our last tough economic climate, grew companies like Airbnb and Uber. And how can we really be that difference maker in our industry to be that service that provides for remote staffing? And that's really what I'm focused on and motivated to do.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Chris McShanag from BizVA and MedVA. He's giving you the information about how you can reach out to him if you're interested in having VAs for your company, or if you yourself wish to be a VA in his company. And you know from this conversation that you're going to be very well taken care of. And I think that's the most important thing is sometimes VAs get left out in the shadows, but this is a company that sees virtual assistance, remote assistance as something really important and valuable that everyone should benefit from. So again, thank you so much, Chris. It was a pleasure talking with you. We look forward to perhaps hearing more from you in the future as your business grows and to hear some of the human side of this, some of your stories, on which I'm sure there are hundreds. And we would love to hear that because business is more than numbers. It's about the people.
Correct.
And that's what I hear from you. So thank you.
That is 100% correct, Ruth. Thank you very much for your time. I wish you all the best and yeah, look forward to our next conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Have a fantastic day.
You too.